Hello everyone, so I've got a new Sketchbox to open today. It's a nice wolf howling on the moon on the top, and they didn't put any stickers on the top this time, so that's good. Let's see if we can, ooh, it feels really light. Oh, that's not from the box. Some stickers jumping out onto my desk. Oh wow, all markers it looks like. Oh no, I see some pencils. Okay. Oh boy, dreaded packaging. Let's see. Ooh, and there's my sticker. Everything was really just well contained. Here's some artwork. It's very green. Amanda Johnson. Okay, setting that aside. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of green. Interesting. Here is the sticker again with the feet. I don't know, I don't really get the feet thing, but that's the new thing, I guess. And we have the menu with all of the information, and it looks like the prompt is succulent. Well, the right colors for that, I suppose. So let us start. Actually, I'm going to open these packaging things. Okay, I don't know how many minutes I just spent trying to get the packaging off of those. Way too long, and it's come, of course it came off in pieces, tiny pieces, and now it's sticking to me all over. And guess what? Haven't even got to the part where, you know, where you prime the nib. But alas, that is sometimes the issue here. Okay, so those are the Archer and Olive paint pens. We'll come back to those. I just realized there's more packaging. Here we go. Well, at least this one came off in one piece. Whew, but I actually, like, with my fingernail tore the top of that. This is super light. It's just the top page, but we have a Hanamura, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, Manga Paper in 4x6. We get 20 sheets. It's 80 GSM. Wow! 80 GSM is not thick. I'm just gonna take that off. You can kind of see nice white. Oops, I hope it doesn't matter which side's which, because I didn't really pay attention to that. It says it's a lightweight paper and has a closed, smooth, bleed-proof surface. That's perfect for markers. I've never, what does that mean, that it's closed? I don't know. Due to its being acid and lignin-free, the paper is light-fast and will not degrade over time. That's nice, especially if you were doing a larger piece for artwork. Although, mostly, you know, what are these called? Alcohol markers are not light-fast, so, yeah. That's an interesting combination. But anyway, let's move on to look at the Copic. We get 3 Copic Chow markers. The Chow is not my favorite of, I like the Copic Sketch the best, but these are really nice alcohol markers. We get 3 colors, New Leaf, Moss, and Olive. Let's see, they have 2 nibs. You have the brush nib, and while we're up here, you have a chisel nib. So, and this one right here is G99, which is what? Oh my goodness, it doesn't say which color it is? Okay. Is that true for all of Copic Chow? They don't say the name. This is YG23. And this one is YG67. So I guess you have to look it up if you want to know which one's which. This one I'm going to guess is Olive. I'm going to say that's New Leaf and this is Moss, but, you know, it doesn't actually say, so. We have Copic. And we'll go on. Chow. This one is the chisel. You can get pretty fine, and then you can push more pressure to get, ooh, that looks like a little leaf right there. So we won't even, well, you know what was this, G99? We'll put that information down there. I'm gonna go with this one next. Ugh. Whoa, my nib was not all the way seated there. That was interesting. I pushed it in. YG67. Nice green, basic green color there. And then we have, ooh yeah, this is probably New Leaf. But again, I don't know for sure. It is YG23. So let's see how these guys look together. I'm just going to do a really, whoops, I want to do this one. Those are pretty similar. Let's, oh, I'm not paying attention to which nib is which. Alright, that's not super interesting, and that's not super well blended. We see the Archer and Olive paint pens here, which we have Shroom and Asparagus. Ooh, the Asparagus is a nice green color. Shroom, not sure what color that is. Now, I need to prime these. I think you're supposed to shake them and then press the nib down. So I'm going to go ahead, do 2 for 1. Ooh, that's exhausting. Alright, I wonder if I can do both at the same time. Pressing down the nib here. Oh, I got some color coming. And Asparagus wins. Shroom's still working on it. Alright, both of them have a little bit of color there, so... Alright. Gotta go slow. I gotta remember to go slow. Because I tend to, if I write too fast, let me see if I can show you that. And this paper is super smooth, and still, when I wrote too fast, I can't tell if you can see the little feathering, the flinging of the paint, kind of, oh, it even, I thought I was going slow when I wrote Olive. I don't know, it looks like it, maybe it slid on the paper, I don't know. So this one is Asparagus. It's a little bit lighter than what I think of when I think of an actual asparagus, you know, those. There's my attempt at a freehand impromptu asparagus, nice and light. But these pens, I've got them in Sketchbox a few times in the past, not necessarily recently, and I've always liked them as far as paint pens go, and I have never received these colors before, so these will be fun to add to the collection. Shroom. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of mushrooms, if you know my channel, follow my channel, so I'm not even gonna try to draw that. I do like asparagus. Okay, we have here Coline colored pencil set in white, fur green, and lamp black. Now, we have received Coline pencils in the past, ways back, and I really liked them. I don't recall any of these colors offhand. I'd have to check. But yeah, black and white, those are super useful, and then the fur green. So, let's just go down here. I can't remember if Holbein is wax-based or oil-based either, so I'll have to look that up as well. Oh, unfortunately, I took this off of there. Let me put it back on. It's nice and smooth, but my desk is covered in this kind of vinyl thing that has a little bit of texture, so that was coming up on my little swatch there. There's the black. And I wonder, I don't think you're going to be able to use the alcohol marker over that at all. But it looks like it goes nicely over the alcohol. I think I smudged this already. And I can't tell what it's doing. I'm going to try the white over. Probably have it all over me somewhere. Do a little swath of paint here and see if that'll dry, so that we can kind of see what happens when you're layering it to decide when, you have to use certain things. This was Lamp Black. Oops, that's looks like all one word there because I put it all together there. Oh, this is interesting. This color. Something's coming to mind and I just can't seem to access it. Evergreen, I'm not sure. Well, it's called fir green, so it's got a little bit more of a blue tone to it, I think. So it feels like it's a cooler green. And this one's definitely a warmer green, which is interesting. Let's see. I don't know how well those two go together. But it goes over it nicely. Ooh, and the white just goes right over that nicely. That's still drying. Now, let's see. I grab a shroom. See how the paint pen can... Oh, what am I doing? You're not going to see that. Paint pen goes over nicely on top of the colored pencil. And just for example purposes, we'll just see what happens when we do this. Oh! I don't know. It doesn't seem to have a problem going over the top of it, but I also am not sure if I'm picking up pencil. Doesn't look too bad. Surprisingly, it's not resisting it. Wow. Okay, so if I did a sketch with the pencils or drew the outline, I could still come in and it may be picking up a little bit of it. I don't think it is though. Let's see about this. Just a quick little... It doesn't seem to have a problem going over the paint pen either. Surprisingly. So that's pretty nice. Now is this dry? I forget. I wanted to test... Yeah, let's test... Ooh. So, I don't know. I don't think the pencil goes over the paint actually as well, because it feels like it's just laying on top, but yeah, I don't know if that's making sense. Ideally, I think you'd want the alcohol markers first and then these other things on top of that, but I mean, it looks like there is some possibilities. I feel like I'm rambling on about that. So, the prompt is succulent, so I'm thinking I might try to go in that theme, or maybe, like a cactus or something. And I'm thinking I want to do something maybe more cute, so I think I'm going to work on that and then put the art in here. Okay, so I'm back, and I just wanted to show you up close all of these lovely details here. That's how it looks. The other thing I thought I'd mention is if this green color palette looks very familiar, that's because we had this color palette back in July of 2023. So totally different supplies. Well, actually, wait a minute. There was a YG03 and a YG06 Copic markers, but and then another alcohol marker, but pan pastels were also included. But I mean, that was just a little disappointing that it wasn't a different color, because we did have that same color palette. palette. So anyway, that's just neither here nor there. Let's get in here and make hopefully something really cute. And then I'll speed it up and share comments via voiceover. Alright, I had some fun making this piece here, although, you know, I don't know, maybe it's just the gray rain outside or I'm in a funky mood, but I just being very critical, so yeah, he's cute, but he's not as cute as I wanted him to be, which was frustrating. I like all the supplies that we got in the box. Very happy with them all. I just feel like I was not on my game this time, and definitely, like, I kept doing weird stuff with the alcohol markers, like not necessarily blending them properly. Don't look at the technique and think that's good, because I definitely need to take a refresher with that, because I was feeling like, oh, I'm not feathering these in, I'm not blending these properly, and so yeah, it was kind of a hot mess in the execution department today, but sometimes you have those days, so I'm gonna leave it up. And I do like my little cactus. You know, he's kind of sad, which maybe that reflects that I'm in a little bit of a funk, and that just happens. So, but as far as all the supplies go, I really like all of them. I'm a little underwhelmed with the color palette. I already said that. And not because I don't like green. I like green. I did have a struggle with putting the oil pencil over top the paint. Yep, didn't really work too well, so I wish I had left some white spot for the eyes, and I ended up just going in with the asparagus. It's a light enough color, but then I was making it bigger than I wanted, so, I mean, you can kind of see here, you can kind of see the white, but it just wasn't opaque enough for what I wanted, and maybe I was being impatient too, which I definitely probably could have taken more time with this, but sometimes it's hard to take more time with it when you feel like you're in a funk anyway, if you know what I mean. So yeah, here's how he turns out. I thought it would be funny to say I need a hug for a cactus, so that is my little cactus guy. And let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, have a wonderful and creative day.